Hey, this is George G. Welcome to George G's Room of Rock. How's everyone doing out there tonight? Doing a little, my little series I call Turn It Up to 11. But before we get to that, I got a question for any of you guys and gals who are watching this. Recently, they announced the reunion of Pantera with Zakk Wylde from Ozzy and Black Label Society and Charlie Benante from Anthrax as filling in for the late Dimebag and Vinnie Paul Abbott. So rest in peace to both of them. And it made me thinking, like, I thought about that and I'm like, well, you know, that's kind of a cool idea to do that now after all these years. And then I also read another article from Johnny Kelly from Type O Negative, how he said, oh, there'll never be a Type O Negative reunion. And I'm like, well, how can you have a Type O Negative reunion without Peter Steele? But that made me thinking, like, do I think it's okay for Pantera to do it, but not for Type O Negative? Is it because he's the singer and it's not? I'm like, but it's just kind of weird how I thought that way. But I was like, you know, it made me think of asking you guys what you think about that. Should a band reunite if one of the key players is passed away? I mean, AC/DC did it, but they were a young band at the time. Alice in Chains did it, but again, they weren't that young, that old either to do just to go over with a new singer. But it's like, I don't think it's because it's a singer, but it could be anyone. I mean, Eddie Van Halen passed away. You can't have Van Halen without Eddie Van Halen. But anyway, what do you guys think? Ask me, tell me in the comments if you think they should do that, they shouldn't do that kind of thing, they should just leave it alone. So anyway, next, what I'm going to talk to now is, like I said, my Turn It Up to 11 series, and we're going to talk about my 11 favorite Alice Cooper albums. Now, the reason it's 11, because he's got a lot of albums. He's got like almost 28 albums. I don't have them all. I have a lot. I have more than 11, but I figured I'd pick my top 11, because I can't do a full discography ranking if I don't have them all. So I don't think it's right to do that. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do 11 of my favorite Alice Cooper albums. That's why it's Turn Up to 11. So anyway, I'm going to start with 11 down to my number 1. So anyway, we'll start off with let me get this right here, 86's Constrictor, which is kind of a comeback for the time, because he put out some, you know, different albums at the time. Like the one before this was Dada, and that was a really crappy album in my opinion. But this one was pretty good. It's more in the 80s kind of glam kind of thing, starting off in that kind of like vein. And I thought Teenage Frankenstein was a really good track. I love Simple Disobedience, Trick Bag, and Great American Success Story. And he's back, the Man Behind the Mask, which was in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. It was in that movie. I was going to video for that. But yeah, that's my number 11 for that. But it's a good album. I think it's pretty good return to form. I like it. So that's that one. My number 10 is 1987's Raise Your Fist and Yell. I kind of like the cover. I don't know, it's kind of goofy, but I like the cover. That's what I always like. This, by the way, this one also has Kip Winger from Winger's fame on bass, and Kane Roberts on guitar. But this one I like. Freedom I like. Lock Me Up is great. Not That Kind of Love is good. Prince of Darkness, great. Time to Kill, Chop Chop Chop. Roses on White Lace. It's a good album. It's a solid album. It's pretty heavy. Not heavy, but for Alice Cooper, it's kind of heavy. But excuse me. It's a good album. I like it. That's my number 10 for Alice Cooper. My number 9 is 1978's From the Inside. Got a nice, like that cover too. There's the back. This one's more of a concept album when he was in a mental institution for rehab kind of thing. And that's that's what the story's about. But got some great tracks on it, from the Inside, The Quiet Room, Nurse Rosetta, Serious. I like that one too. For Veronica's Sake, Inmates Were All Crazy. I mean, there's some good stuff on it. It's a good concept album because that's what he was doing at the time, on the concept stuff. But this one was one of his better ones. So that's my number 9. My number 8 is 1973's Muscle of Love. This one's the last one with the original Alice Cooper band. So, but it's a good one. It's got good stuff on it. Muscle of Love's a great song. Hard-Headed Alice, Big Apple Dreamin', Working Up a Sweat, Crazy Little Girls, Crazy Little what? No, Crazy Little Child, sorry. Teenage Lament. Good stuff on this one. Yep, that's my number I'm always lose track when I do these guys. Always do, but it's okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I got 7 left, so this is my number 7. This number 7 is going to be kind of surprising, maybe to people, but I always like this one. It's one of his ones where he had a little bit different approach to his music back in the early '80s, and this is 1982's Zipper Catches Skin. As you can see how different he looks in here. I don't know, something about this one. I always like this one. I know most people don't like this era or don't like this album, but I always like Zero's accent. Make that money. I am the future. No baloney. Homo sapiens. Tag, you're it. I like girls. I'm alive. That was the day my dead pet returned to save my life. What a title. But yeah, that's my number 7. Zipper Catches Skin. I like that one. I don't know why. I just like it. Anyway. My number 6 is another, I don't know if it's a concept one, but I always like this one too. Obviously, I like what I put on this list. It's 1976's Goes to Hell. Always like the cover. Green face. Getting a little bit campy for Alice Cooper, but that's what he was kind of doing at the time. Go to Hell is a great song. You Gotta Dance. I'm the Coolest. Guilty. Wake Me Gently. Wish You Were Here. I love Wish We Were Here. I'm Always Chasing Rainbows. Again, this one also produced by Bob Ezrin. Great one though. Really, really just a good album. That's my number 6. My number 5 is his first true concept one, which is 1970. I believe it's 75. Yep. Welcome to My Nightmare. Classic album. Classic Alice. First solo album away from the Alice Cooper band. But this one, of course, has Welcome to My Nightmare, which is one of the strangest videos you've ever seen, but it worked for the time. Devil's Food and The Black Widow with Vincent Price with a little interlude with that and talking. It's amazing. Only Women Bleed, another great ballad. Department of Youth, I love. Cold Ethel, it's just a classic. It's Honey Cruiser, number 5. Love that one. Number 4 is 1972. School's Out. This is probably the first Alice Cooper album I bought. And this one too, you know, it was good. I like this one. Like I said, it's really got some good tracks on it. School's Out. Looney Tunes is great. Street Fight, Blue Turk, My Stars, Public Animal number 9 is fantastic. Alma Mater is a silly song, but it's good. I like the way it fits on with that grand finale. Yeah, but that's my number 4 in that list. Number 3 is 1973. It's also the classic one, $1 Billion Babies. Another great album. The classic one, probably the one most people pick as number 1, but that's what I like. Hello, Hooray. Elected, $1 Billion Babies, of course, with Donovan on co-vocals with that one. No More Mr. Nice Guy, always plays on the radio. Generation Landslide. I Love the Dead. That's a great song. I Love the Dead. Kind of gross, but it's not a gross song, but you know, for the time, I guess it was. But yeah, that's my number 3. Well, number 2 is 1970. What year is that one? Oh, 71. Killer, which is a killer album. Absolutely love this one too. That's why it's number 2 on my 11 favorite album. Under My Wheels, Be My Lover, Hollow Flies, Desperado, You Drive Me Nervous, Yeah, 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 Dead Babies. I mean, the whole thing is just absolute great album, perfect album. Almost pretty much perfect album. That's my number 2. And my number 1 is 1971's Love It to Death. That's when Alice Cooper, really, the band became Alice Cooper. I love that cover. Fantastic. And this one, of course, is Caught in a Dream. I'm 18, one of the biggest hits the band had. Long Way to Go, I love. Is It My Body? Hallowed Be My Name. Ballad of Dwight Fries is absolutely amazing. And Sunrise, another great one. So that's my number 1, is Love It to Death. So that's my ranking of that. I have 3 honorable mentions from here. And they are, hold on, so I get them right. Hold on, let's put them on the wrong spot here. All right. 3 honorable mentions with 1980s Flush the Fashion. That's what his weird phase of it, but I like Flush the Fashion. 1981. Special Forces. Another one I like. It's a strange one too, but I like this one. And my other honorable mention is more of a recent, not recent, but now it's not recent, but for the time I guess it was, is Dirty Diamonds from 2005. Really good stuff on that one too. So that's my honorable mentions. I didn't like too much. It might be wondering why there's not Trash or on this one or Hey Stupid, but not a big fan of most of those, that era of his discography, and that's why it's not on my list. But if you like it, that's great. I don't like his two industrial ones I have, in Brutal Planet and Dragon Thump. Not my, that really didn't do anything for me at all. But anyway, that's my 11 favorite Alice Cooper albums with the 3 honorable mentions. What Alice Cooper albums you guys like, put it in the comments. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Until next time, in the next video I'm going to do my favorite 20 favorite live albums. I hope someone tunes in for that. Till then, keep rocking metal alive, guys. Have a good night.